Okay, welcome everyone to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna, and we have a very special show today, very unique show. It is about the Gabby Petito case. And my co-host and special guest has an extremely brilliant and unique talent for solving legal matters of all different kinds. He has that. The one and only performing artist, well-established celebrity, a rock musician, clothing designer and manufacturer, professional photographer, modeling agency, as well as many other talents. The one and only Paul Anthony Mantia is here. A true, unique genius for the 21st century. We'll be discussing the Gabby Petito case in a way that the media does not exactly portray. They don't reveal it the way Paul will reveal it. Welcome, Paul. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing, James?
Good. The audio's great. The video's great. Knock on wood.
Yeah, everything sounds good.
Yeah, it does. It really does. You know what?
I mean,
take it away. The floor is yours, because you know more than the average.
Well, you must know a little bit, so.
Yeah, well, the basics. What CNN tells me.
I don't know. I just think that there's too much. Number one, I'm gonna just say this to begin it. The whole case is messed up. I watched it from day one. You know, I'm not personal friends with Gabby. You know, I'm not a close friend of Gabby's, but she did follow me on Instagram. I followed her. The weird part was Brian was also on my Instagram at one point, but because I remember the black light stuff, that I had saw, it just, just whatever. It doesn't matter, But, just getting into the case, there's so much going on now. It's insane. And, all the things that are actually going on, all the civilians are the ones that are solving the case. That's just period. You have some people out there that could be miserable, and they say some really fucked up shit. Parents lost their daughter, whatever the case is. In the beginning, I had a million different ideas of what was going on here, But it's pretty much common sense that you could see that Brian, he's an animal. And me being an artist, okay, as being an artist, like artists, we could see certain things when we look at a picture of something, and everybody will make a different determination of what that picture might mean. But, there are certain things that you really got to look at, and people overlook a lot of things. But let's just get into the first point. I watched the whole video of Gabby getting pulled over. There are so many things that I noticed in the footage, because I put it on my editing programs, where I can blow everything up, and I have it on my recording studio audio. I can hear everything. And we actually, in studios, you can take out that loud hiss that's going on, that you hear. So there's a lot of things, about the video that people missed, which I really didn't understand why the media really doesn't talk about it, because, you know, it makes no sense. I mean, first off, Brian, in the beginning, the cop was behind him. He was saying he's going 42 miles an hour in a 15-mile-an-hour. Well, he said 20. Then he switched it to 15 miles an hour. Oh, well, actually, this is 15. And the lights were on. So that means that Brian was not only evading the police officer, he wasn't pulling over. So, you know, anybody in the United States, if you're evading a police officer and you're not pulling over, you're getting pulled over. And guess what? They don't give a shit. They're going to put cuffs on you, because that's a small town. So in small towns, you know, they always screw and mess with people that are from out of town. You know, if you're from Florida, you're from another state, they always mess with you. And everybody knows that. I drove. You know, I've been on tour all over the world. I know the little towns always fuck with people, okay? Because you're out of town. Nobody's there to really help you. You know what I mean? If they do lock you up, God knows how long it's going to take for it to get back to anybody that actually knows you're locked up, you know. So, but let's get into the logistics of this. So basically, I'm going to go quick. I'm not going to tell the whole story because I don't have time like that. But, you know, just from my point of view, from what I get out of it, we're going to skip all that. Number one, when a cop comes up to your vehicle, they don't normally go to the passenger side. Normally, you have an officer on the driver's side, and the passenger side cop stays back a little bit in the beginning, okay? Because they're not the ones that they're going to question first. Normally, a cop walks up to the driver's side, okay? The first thing they do is they always ask, can I see your license, your registration? Can I see all that stuff? That's the first thing they do. Before they ever even take anybody out of a vehicle, that's the first thing they're supposed to do, okay? Normally, they go back, they run everything, blah, 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 blah. They see if there's any warrants issued for them, if there's anything, okay? Then they go back up to the driver, you know, whether there's warrants or not. Now, you know why I pulled you over? Because we received a call, okay, that there was the domestic violence incident coming out. Can you please step out of the car, okay? Instead, it was the other way around. The cop was on Gabby's side of the car and asked Gabby to step out of the car first. Okay, but take the keys out, put the keys on the hood, you know, whatever, however they do it there. Okay, so that this way he won't run, because he was already evading a police officer. The first thing the cop should have said was, you know, well, you were evading a police officer, so that right there is an arrest immediately. Why were you running from us? Okay, so that being said, I want everybody to really think about that for a moment, because nobody mentioned that. If they overlooked it, and they keep overlooking all the most important things about this case, which makes no sense. And that's why they can't find Brian right now, because they've done some really stupid things. The FBI, they're doing their job. They had to take over at one point, okay? But law enforcement really fucked this case up big time. They caused it to happen, and I'm going to tell you how. And everybody knows this. I'm not the only one that has this out there. We've been discussing this for a week now. And when it first started, I have comments out there that, you know, it was just a very weird case, okay? So we're going to go back into this now. So now we know about how the cop is supposed to pull you over. They don't go over to the passenger side and call the passenger out first, right, James?
Correct.
Okay, so there's your first red flag. Okay, well, there's a lot of red flags in this, but we're not going to get into everything. I'm just saying from my foresight, for what I see, okay, from my experience in life. All right, watching things and seeing things on the news, living in New York City, there's so much things that go on here. Yeah, I lived in Florida. I've been on Gatorland. You know, I know how it is out there and whatever. So first, the officer went over to Gabby and he was talking to her while she was in the vehicle. I'm skipping to that part. And they already knew that Gabby was hit, because when a dispatcher receives a call, they automatically call into the officer and they tell them domestic violent report. A guy was slapping a girl. That is the report that came in, okay? The cop already knew, because when the cop went over to Gabby while she was sitting there hysterical again, you know, in the back seat, she was also on the phone with her mother at one point in the back seat. And these are facts, because these facts have been mentioned. And you can also see it in the video where he asked her to put her phone down, okay? She was talking to her mother while she was pulled over. So Gabby's mother already knew they were pulled over. Now, let's get to this part. So the officer asked Gabby, did Brian hit you? Where did he hit you? And she said, I guess she was scared. You could tell the girl was frightened, okay? I mean, look at Brian, look at her. Look at the size of him, look at the size of her, okay? Let's just put it like this. Gabby literally showed the officer like this, and it was the left side of her face. So you could see her eye was swelled up. You could see her face was red. That wasn't just from crying. And she sat there and showed him how he grabbed her face. He showed him how where the pain was on her face, okay? But there were things in the video that I didn't understand. When Gabby started to explain certain things about Brian hitting her, there was parts in that video that the audio clipped out, but the video was still there. It would clip out at certain points every time she was explaining something, okay? That's a cover-up, all right?
Yes.
The guy sat there telling her, stop crying. How can you tell the girl to stop crying when you know she was slapped because you already went up to her before she said anything to you that he hit her? Right there, right then and there, when she said that he should have stopped every fucking thing and made a call right into the domestic violence officer, because they all have them. Now, in small towns, who knows what they have, all right? So right then and there, it just doesn't make no sense because he knew. But there's one thing that everybody missed. Everybody, okay? And I kept mentioning it, and I kept commenting this over and over again. Number one, an officer has no right to speak to anybody about their personal life or anybody else's life or any endeavors that they had with any other person besides what they are there in that incident. That's their professional job, not to speak of anything of that sort. That cop with the beard, okay, this is what he said to Gabby about anxiety. She said, I have anxiety. Of course she has anxiety. Look what that guy does to her, okay? I have anxiety. He said it clearly. My ex-wife had anxiety, okay? And that's a bad thing because anxiety, you see what it can do here, how it can cause these things to happen, and, somebody could get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Number one, he compared Gabby to his ex-wife. I could automatically tell by the way he approached her that he was looking at a vulnerable girl, a young girl that doesn't know much about the law. And I think in the back of that cop's mind, he was thinking other things, okay? Because not only did he sit there, he already gave her information to the dispatcher, okay? There was no reason for him to write Gabby's information down on the paper. Yeah, cops do that, okay? But he wrote her phone number down on the information. And then what everybody missed, because this is why, as an artist in the music business and, doing editing and films, we have to watch every single thing. Because we got to see what we're going to edit. When we see something, we might have to tweak something or fix the coloring somewhere. So as an artist, I'm known to look at every single particle, everything from scene to scene, from inch to inch, and watch everything and every movement. And it takes time to do that. But if you really want to get to a case, you can't run through it and just say, oh, this, and then assume that you know everything that happened out there without actually watching every second. Every movement that even Brian was making, we'll get into that later. But, and just from hearing, well, let's get back to this with the paper now, because I don't want to jump. So I watched the officer walk away from Gabby as he walked towards Brian. And in the film, it's bright and clear as day. He folds up the piece of paper slowly. And then you see his hands go down. Now, why would an officer of the law take Gabby's number and put it in his pocket? I want to know that, okay? Why would an officer not call a domestic violence officer in when they already knew that Gabby was hit? Why did he blame Gabby? Now, when he turned around and went back towards Brian, he told the other officer, she scratched Brian. He never mentioned anything about Gabby getting hit. He never mentioned anything about Gabby saying her face hurt. He totally ignored it. He compared his ex-wife to Gabby, okay? So let me put it like this. They profiled her, okay?
Yes.
They profiled her. And look, I'm a male, but I'm going to stick up for a female when I know they're right, okay? They profiled Gabby, okay? And it's clear as fucking day to everybody. I don't care who hears me cursing anymore because I don't give a shit. You know, I've seen enough of this shit in my time. I got a daughter out there. I got a wife. If something ever happened to them, forget about it. Brian would be a dead man already, so it wouldn't matter, okay? It's besides the point. And they know damn well that he played a part in this. But now I can't even assume that Brian did it, okay? Because there's a lot of things in this case that people have missed. And that's one of them. He compared her to his ex-wife, took Gabby's number down, put it in his pocket. In the meantime, Brian's over there. He's laughing. And, you know, I watched the guy on Dr. Phil today. He was attorney general of something, okay? And he looks at what I look at when I meet people. You got to be staring in my eyes when you're talking to me, number one. Number two, I watch your body language. And that's how I build your character, by your body language and the way you're talking to me, okay? When somebody's sincere about something, people yell when they're sincere because, you know, you see, I'm very sincere about what I'm saying because I do care about this case. And not only, you know, look, Gabby is dead because of this, okay? But America sees the things that go on and how people get abused. And, you know, look, it's not only women that go through this. Men go through it as well. Okay, because there are very vindictive women out there. But in this case, thank God there's footage of this because everybody can clearly see that girl was hysterical, okay? She was afraid because I'm promising you, before they got pulled over, he was threatening her, telling her, you do this, I got this on you. Whatever, he could have been scaring her. People have a way of scare tactics to scare other people, okay? Remember, the vampire sucking the life out of that person, doing everything they can to suck all their energy away, scaring the shit out of them where they're so scared that, if I go back and tell my dad, that's what he's afraid of Brian, because Brian showed a lot. Go ahead.
It's like extortion. You're using fear tactics to get what you want, to manipulate.
Yeah, because he loves control,
right.
And you can tell that he loved it because, number one, he apologized so many fucking times to those cops. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to speed. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But they never once brought up that you evaded a police officer. You evaded us. You didn't pull over first. You hit a fucking curb. All right. Oh, but Gabby was scratching his arm. Yeah, the officer told her. And we're going to go back to whatever that bearded asshole's name is. I don't care. I already cursed him out on Mo Police. We're going to go back to that. Let's put it like this. Gabby told him, okay? I hit his arm because I seen the lights flashing. I wanted him to pull over.
Yeah.
Right there, I should have told him everything. You were trying to get him to pull over, but no, he was evading a police officer. People get arrested. Listen, I'm going to be honest. Back in the day, I was driving, all right, and I didn't feel like fucking pulling over for the flashing lights behind me. I was 10 miles away, and I knew they were back-ass cops, okay? I evaded him. He pulled me over. No, he didn't arrest me. But he told me, you are evading a police officer, which is a serious crime. I said, but I didn't do nothing wrong anyway. I just want to go home. I just got off a gig and that's it. I was speeding. I was driving a fucking Ferrari. All right. So, let's put it like this. Yeah, I did evade the officer. But guess what? I didn't get away with it because the next day they came to my house and fucking arrested me. All right. For evading a police officer with no prior record, no tickets on my license. My license was clean, all right? Well, there you go. Yeah, that's New York, but guess what? In those backward states, Wyoming, they're even worse over there.
Oh, yeah.
So the whole thing altogether is crooked, man, completely, okay? Because Gabby already told him. I pushed his arm. But you know what? The officer went over there and he completely knocked everything Gabby said, ignored everything, and purposely, because he compared her to the ex-wife that caused him problems in his life, the one that he probably beat the shit out of and threatened, saying, I'm an officer, so guess what? Because that's what they do. Remember, they're way above the law. Cops like that. Not all cops, because I have friends that are cops. My Facebook friends, really good cops, okay? That would never do this to anybody. And cops that I know FBI agents that are on my Facebook that are good friends of mine that would agree with this. I mean, that cops do shit like this. But you know what? To me, I didn't mention this, but another girl somewhere in one of these posts here, she said something really vital. It was a valuable, it was just, she said they were bromancing her. They were bromancing her. You understand that phrase, bromancing, instead of romancing, bromancing? I never heard that phrase, okay? Maybe back in the day, but she made a valid point there because that's exactly what it looked like. He put her number in the pocket. Now we're going to really get to the point. How the fuck are you going to put a female in a van in the nighttime, okay, by her fucking self, that age, a small female like that, hysterical the way she was? Why would you put her in a fucking van and let him stay in a luxury hotel that they paid for? Even if the girl did something wrong and it was her, okay? They would always put the girl in a domestic violence hotel first. That's a guarantee, whether she did anything or not, or he did anything or not. It don't matter. Just by the report that they received, they would automatically have domestic violence officers there, okay? Am I right or wrong? I mean, come on.
You're right.
Why would you put the girl in that van? But this is what I first thought when I saw that, okay? You know what my thoughts were after watching what the cop did and how he took the phone number, put it in his pocket, how he treated Gabby, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the way he walked away and the way they badgered her. I kind of thought about it like this. What if Brian didn't kill this girl? Okay? Because you can't assume, because they don't have no fucking proof that he did this. He ran because maybe he witnessed something, maybe that cop. How do you know that cop didn't kill her? How do you know that cop didn't find her in that van that night, rape her, or maybe kill her in the van? Then Brian got in the van the next morning. Who knows? Where is the footage anyway of this fucking hotel that they stayed in? Where's the footage of them checking in or him checking in? Where's this footage of him checking out? Another thing they failed to mention, which Dr. Phil mentioned today, but I mentioned a week ago, okay? Why the fuck did Brian take a trip back to Florida, flying there on the 17th of August, okay? And he stayed there to the 23rd to go and move Gabby's storage out of a storage unit into the shed. Why did he have to go there and do that? Why would you fly all the way from Wyoming and spend that money to go all the way there and come all the way back and leave your girl there in the middle of a fucking trip? The dad had the keys. Why didn't the dad go and get somebody to help him and go move it themselves? Why did he need Brian there?
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, ain't it? Maybe he went back there to plan something, or maybe, see, I'm not sure the date that they actually got pulled over. I think it was before, what, the 23rd, or what was it, 21st? When did they actually get pulled over?
Those details I don't remember.
All right, but people know what date, but still, the whole point is, why did he go all the way back there to move her stuff and out of there and put it in the storage unit in the middle of a trip?
Right.
Why did he have to go and do it? Why all of us? They got money, they're rich. They could afford to pay that bill. Come on. They can't lie about that shit. The mother they own 10,000 acres of land, man, and houses. They sold so many houses. I've looked into them. They're millionaires. And a lot of people think this got to do with money. This ain't got nothing to do with money. No, listen to me. This has nothing to do with money. It's got to do with other things. I think that Gabby's seen Brian do things, okay? I think Brian killed a few people while he was out there. This is saying if Brian actually killed anybody, all right? Because nobody knows. But, at this point, I think they do know Brian did it, But I also feel like the cop played some kind of part, because at that point, I'm sure when the police went back to the police station, they listened to the call that came in, okay? Right. They heard that guy, and they probably said, oh, shit. And then they started thinking about it. I think we did a bad thing here, because what if this gets out there? Oh, shit, it's already on the news, and somebody already posted the footage. It got out there, okay? I mean, look at the situation seriously now. Now let's fast forward to where we are right now, okay? If I was an officer and I was investigating something, we could speed up. Yeah, he went home September 1st. Who's got camera footage of his van sitting there September 1st? Okay, where is it? He was home. Where's the proof that he was home September 1st? Where's the parents' phone logs? Damn well they were talking back and forth to him. You can't tell me you can't go and get the transcripts from the fucking phone company when you can go and get anything you want. Come on, this is the fucking FBI. Don't tell me this bullshit. Governors are talking about it. The presidents are mentioning it already, okay? It's all over the fucking world.
Right.
This is bigger, the biggest worldwide search I've ever, well, nation, it's not even worldwide yet. Well, yeah, it is. People are searching everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a huge...
What is Brian really done so bad that they're hiding from everybody in the public? What are they hiding? Because I'm sorry, to do a manhunt this big for one man, there's something definitely going on, man. All right. There's something they're not telling everybody. And, maybe it's a good thing that they don't say anything right now. Maybe it would have been a better thing if the media didn't even bring up half the shit they did. They sat in front of Brian's house. If he was there, look, let's think like this. Now, say you aren't a murderer. Say you did something wrong. I'm a little kid. OK, you think that little kid's going to sit there and listen to that shit without running somewhere?
No, he's not going to sit there and listen.
Yeah, but I blame it on the protesters as well. They shouldn't have been in front of his damn house. The only people that should have been in front of that house are cops surrounding that house and watching his every fucking move, all right? With all those cameras and all that media sitting around his house, nobody caught that car leaving the driveway. Come on, man. What is wrong with these people? Do they think that smart people don't see this shit? Do they really honestly think that the media and the cops can manipulate people? You know what? Let's put it like this. If I was an investigator, the first thing I would have done is I would go back to where everything began. How can you start from the middle of something? Oh, he got home September 1st. Let's take it from there. No, let's rewind, idiots. Rewind. They skipped all the most important fucking parts. All they had to do was investigate and go, you know what? I want to know what happened at that police department. Evidently, somebody called in a report. I want to hear that report right now. Right now. That's the first thing they should have done, was gone to that town where it happened and went to every restaurant. They have enough people searching all over the fucking place in Florida. Don't tell me they couldn't get people to search that entire town in 2 days, 3 days. They could have gone to every restaurant, to every store. And they could have interviewed people showing their fucking picture. Don't tell me this shit, man. And you know what? They wouldn't be here right now. The minute that video came out, Gabby was still alive. It's the cops' fault. The cops in that county, they played a part in her death. You know why? Because they could have stopped it right there. All they had to do was, and he knew that Gabby was right, that cop, by the way. He knew it. You can watch the whole video, watch it, and do what I did. Go by seconds, okay? Watch it by seconds and listen to every single word that they say. You also have to watch, his character is very sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, she did everything. It was all her. I played nothing. Oh, she's got problems. She's OCD. She's got anxiety. Oh, ha, ha, ha. She gets mad when my feet are dirty. Come on, think about that. If a cop can't tell that guy has issues and he blamed everything on her and they all profiled her. If a cop can't tell that that's going on, then he shouldn't be a cop. In fact, he shouldn't even be a man, because if he has a daughter, that means that you would allow your daughter. All he's doing is he's opening up a world for his own kids, if he has any. You're making it worse for your own children by doing that shit, because you just show the world how cops really are and how they really treat women. It's common sense. Oh, my ex-wife was that way. Oh, yeah, this is the perfect opportunity. I'm going to take it out on this girl because, look, she's in my town. She lives so far away. Who's going to come looking for her?
Yeah, profiling, like you said.
Yeah. But I am positively sure that Brian definitely played an act in this case. You know why? I mean, there's other possibilities nobody even thought about. How do you know the cops didn't go to Brian and say, hey, listen, we got to do something about this, because if anybody finds out, not only are you going to go to jail for beating her up, but we messed up as well, because, you see, this is what we did. How do you know they didn't kill her together? Because what I find really weird is, what was that ritual left? That cross?
Oh, yeah.
Go look at Brian's artwork, and maybe they'll see some things that they haven't seen yet. Maybe somebody really needs to do some real research on Brian and find all his fake Facebook pages and Instagram pages that he made. Maybe they should look. Yeah, maybe they should look at some of the pictures he's got there. No, nobody looked to do that because everybody's too busy the whole time. Oh, he killed her. He killed her. Stop worrying about who killed her. Get your asses back to Moab and find out everything because look at the things that are coming out now. Look at the things. And then the cops try to cover it up and say, oh, but the other guy at the store said, oh, that she was hitting Brian. No. Moab Police Department is trying to do that to cover their own asses. Do not listen to that bullshit. I heard that story earlier, okay? I also posted on Moab's department. And under my post, there's probably 5,000 friggin' comments under there. Well, under my comment. Because I had to open a door. Somebody needs to say something to them. But the other thing is, Moab Police Department, nowhere in Wyoming have they mentioned anything about Gabby on their friggin' file. Nothing on their whole Facebook. There's nothing about her. But they're talking about oh, it's National Cops Day. Are we going to have that here?
So this guy had many aliases, Brian?
Oh, no. He's got, his name is there, Brian Laundrie. His name is there, but he just had different Facebook pages. All you need is a different phone number for every page.
Oh, okay.
His parents are rich. Remember, he can do whatever he wants. They got connections. The family's also involved in law enforcement.
Yeah.
You know what? The other thing I found funny, real quick, not to cut you off, but he lives in Florida.
All right.
Why would you have a lawyer in Long Island for? Where the mother used to work for the state. Your lawyer's in Long Island, but you live in Florida.
Strange.
That really doesn't make no sense to me. Does it make sense to you?
No, this is a
because the lawyer is a friend of the families. That's why the lawyer helped Brian to get away with the parents. They planned this way before. I think Gabby's been dead. Well, no, I think she died about the 27th. Okay, because another thing came into play today that a girl came out and said she seen a restaurant. She was in a restaurant and Gabby was crying and Brian was arguing with the hostess and she was outside crying and he kept going in and out of the restaurant and like. He got real violent with them and he was cursing them out. Okay. This is why I said the first place they should have went and they would have known Brian was a fucking killer right there was right back to that town. They should have investigated every single thing first. And guess what? If Brian was in that house, if he was in that house, they could have arrested him right then and there because Brian hitting a female, that's an arrest right fucking there. There's a lot more to this case. You know, there's a lot more going on, crazy things. His parents, the lawyer, just got busted for putting Gabby's picture on his Yelp page, okay? Here he is gaining capital off the girl's face, all right? Brian's mother.
Gee.
I read another thing. Brian's mother had a fake Instagram page in Gabby's name, okay? Making it look like she's alive, and they just connected it right back to Gabby, not Gabby's mother, to Brian's mother. Were these people really this dumb to think they would not get caught for this shit? You know what? They just as much as murdered Gabby as their son did because they're protecting a killer. They're putting other people's lives in danger by allowing him to be out there, okay? And if more people die, they should be all held accountable. The fucking Moab Police Department, they should be held fully accountable. They should shut down that police department and cancel all the motherfuckers, man, all right? Because look, guess what? If they can do that, how many other states do the same damn thing? How many other cops are like that? Are you going to continue to let this happen in America or what? Because eventually it's going to happen to everybody. And then people want to complain and do something about it after everything happens. After the person's dead, then you want to jump and then you want to start searching. You want to wait till she's dead though, right? When that video came out, you know, it was a couple of days before that incident, okay? 2 days maybe after she got killed. They could have done something that was already aired all over the fucking place. And Gabby, her mother, you know, whatever her mother's name is, you knew about it because your daughter was in the police car. And I'm sure she called you that night. Why did you wait to report this for? Why did you wait till September 11th when you knew that your daughter was already fucking gone and missing? You called her. That makes no sense. All the weird texts, you know, it makes me think because the father is out there going crazy looking for his daughter. Where was the mother? You know, what's going on here? You know, is this about money or something? Like, I want to know myself at this point. Yeah, I'm sorry for Gabby's family. you know, but you really need to find this guy, because if you don't find him, he didn't kill himself. He's a fucking narcissist. A narcissist won't kill themselves. He's a killer. Look at his pictures. You think he's going to kill himself? I guarantee you, he's somewhere far away right now with a family member. With a family member. Guarantee it. He's with a family member somewhere. They set this up lights. The lawyer, or maybe he's with a lawyer's family member somewhere. Okay? But he's not in those woods. I think he's been through those woods, yes. Okay? I think Brian set things up in those woods to make you go out there and find them. I think maybe the dad planted things, you know, so the dogs could smell things. Okay, you really need to think about how powerful Brian's mind is and how smart they are to do something like this, to actually make the cops not be able to ask them any questions and getting away with it this far. Okay? Because you know what? I don't want to hear about his Fifth Amendment right, because guess what? He stole her fucking car. He went back without her, okay? He stole her car right there. Don't fucking tell me. He evaded a police officer. He didn't pull over for them. He beat his girlfriend up. He fucking stole her car. Get the fuck out of here. You cops are lying motherfuckers, man. You know what? The FBI should have done this job from day one, because you know what? They don't fuck around. You can tell when the FBI is up there, the guy was crying, man. He wasn't fucking faking that, but the cops, they have no idea. You don't hear any of them. None of them came up anywhere speaking about anything. That's why they're after the fucking cops in Florida. They're getting fucking, you know, they're going to get scolded over that shit. But people are putting down the FBI. Oh, the FBI don't find, really? Yo, the FBI will find a fucking needle in a haystack, okay?
Yeah, well,
I have nothing against it. I mean, I do have certain things, but that's, look, on cases like this, I think that guy is putting it as, you know, what if that was my daughter out there? So people are going to put their hearts into this. And yeah, I think this girl really opened up this case, it's going to open up a lot of eyes, because it's going to make people think about abuse. Because men go through abuse and so do women. They all go through it.
These small town cops, it reminds me of the Dukes of Hazzard with Boss Hogg and Roscoe P. Coltrane. They're really incompetent compared to the big city detectives and the FBI. You know, they really are ham and eggers.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you know, and I'm going to say something though. You know, the other day, okay, guy goes, oh, it was a post. Oh, they caught him with a deer camera. Okay, I have no idea what a deer camera is, okay, or a sensor. I don't hunt, okay? I just don't believe in, you know, hunting or just killing an animal just for gaming, right? That's not my thing. You know, I love animals. I just don't believe that people should just do it for fun and just to shoot them.
My brother-in-law hunts, so he probably knows all about this.
All right, but, you know, maybe he hunts to eat food, okay? I'm sure that, you know, hopefully, whatever.
He eats the venison, yeah.
Yeah, he's not just hunting the animal to hunt for gaming, and they just don't even eat the meat. Some people, and they just cut it up and they put their heads on the wall. You know, to me, that's like you're killing God's creatures. You know, you're taking off those animals balance our earth. But anyway, we're gonna get back.
Except when the safari big game hunters get killed by the wild animals in Africa, then I'm like,
right.
I'm like, yippee.
I mean, a lot of people out there are doing this to gain hits and to get clicks. Okay, me, I don't really care about that. Not my thing. I don't care about hits and clicks. I really care about America finding this guy and getting the information out of him, making him speak, because he's not dead. Trust me, he's not under that water. He is very, very well trained camping and survival. So I'm sure he's been through those woods and everywhere in those woods a number of times since he's been in Florida. Okay, I'm sure he's camped back there. I'm sure he knows those fields very well. So, and he probably knows it much better than the people searching for him right now. All right. How do you know well, of course, if he was way up in a tree in a treehouse somewhere, you know what I mean? But what if, you know, think about it. He lives right there. So is it possible that you can dig in the ground? You know, because I know people that can dig in the ground and make a concrete thing down there, you know, build a little place for himself on the ground. You know, maybe you ever think about things like that with people with money? He could have a fucking place under the ground in his house. You don't know.
They could have
Yeah.
they could have a bunker built with
Yeah.
lead walls in case there's an atomic
Yeah.
blast. You know.
You know, what makes me think is how many things has Brian done in his lifetime that his parents protected him for? What are they really protecting him from? Evidently, he must have done something because, you know, they're really holding back on it. You know what I mean? They know where he is because they took him to where he is. Okay.
Now they own
But anyway,
homes, right? The parents, Brian's parents.
oh man, yeah, they got money. They got boats. They got money. They live in Florida. They got boats, man. He loves camping. He loves fishing. You know damn well they got a boat. Come on.
He could be anywhere.
If he did stay there and they said, oh, there's no way that he could have got out of here with everybody around the house. Okay. Let me tell you how he could have got out of there. It's very simple. Okay, let's put it like this. If he did leave there and go to these campgrounds or wherever that fucking place is. Now, he does have a backyard. He could have simply jumped over the fence, went through the neighbor's backyard, had his cell phone, his new cell phone. Hey, Dad, okay, meet me around the block, Dad, and pick me up over there, all right? Come pick me up around the block, Dad. I'll be over there, okay? But Dad already planned that out with him. All right, son, you know where to meet me. Go to that spot right there. Meanwhile, the media's in front of the house, okay? They're not watching everything over there. Just go. Just go over there. Oh, but there was no hole in the fence. They say, yeah, but guess what? He could jump over the fence, you fucking idiots. So he jumped over the fence if he was there. He met his dad on another street somewhere. Okay, they probably took the truck. I bet the car never left the fucking driveway. Or maybe it did leave the driveway. I don't even know how it did with all those people around. But anyway, you know, and that's probably how it happened if he did get out of there. Daddy picked them up on another road. In the meantime, the media's outside the house going, blah, blah. Oh, they probably just went to get fruit or something. You know, you can't follow the parents because guess what? There's no warrant out. And that would be like, you know, what do they call that? What do they call? What's that word? Harassment. Yeah, if they're following the dad around because, you know, that's against the law. You can't just get behind somebody and follow them and harass them. You know what I mean? And intimidation, that would be. You can't do that because there's no warrant. You have nothing on them.
Right, unless they're a suspect.
Right, and Gabby wasn't found dead yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's when they were searching the house. Actually, she was found dead already, wasn't she? I don't know. But they didn't know if it was,
right.
Yeah, but they didn't know if it was her yet. They didn't know. They weren't for sure, but they did know. They knew that was Gabby the minute they got that body in that fucking car, okay? They just have to go through the procedure to make sure and have all the DNA testing on paper because without paper, it means nothing.
So once she was identified, once the body was identified, that's when they went to the parents' house in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Once she was identified. Okay.
Yep. And you know what I think? I think maybe, I'm not going to say that Gabby's mom's a bad person. I think maybe what happened, I think that she's like, she might be blaming herself. Okay. So that's a possibility because, you know, you have to think about the situation. I was on the phone with my daughter and I didn't tell my husband anything about this. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why she didn't report it for that many days because she probably knew her daughter was dead already. You know that? But she should have reported it either way. It don't matter. You don't wait. If my daughter's gone more than 72 hours and not in contact with me, after being in contact with me every day, yo, let me tell you something. I would have done fucking reported that shit. I would have been calling the police department down there. I'm looking for my daughter. And guess what? The dispatcher would have said, actually, a girl by the name of Gabby was pulled over earlier. And that would have been it. She could have saved her own daughter from being fucking killed.
And once
because her dad would have flew down there and went and got his fucking daughter immediately. You know that.
Well, once a pattern is formed and the pattern ends abruptly, it stops. That's a huge red flag.
See, they avoid all this shit. Now, I don't know why they overlooked all this. All the most important things in this case seem to have just been overlooked. You know, but maybe, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say this. The FBI are very smart, intelligent people, man.
Oh, yeah.
I can promise you they know everything that I just said. They know every single thing that I just told you. Everything I told these people, they know every single thing. Trust me, they got that all jotted on paper. They probably know more about that guy and his family than they do themselves.
So
Okay?
are they waiting in order to bring them all down? Are they like waiting it out?
I think they're building the case against him right now.
Okay.
I think they're hiding things because, if the smart thing to do is you don't get on the media and tell Brian everywhere you're searching for him. You don't think he's got his own phone and he ain't sit there watching the whole fucking day? Oh, look at them. They're over here and I'm way over here, you dumb fucks.
Hey,
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. I love you, Dad and Mom. Thank you.
I bet he's watching the mainstream media reports.
Oh, yeah, man. He's probably got a fake Facebook page, Instagram. He's probably fucking commenting himself on this shit. He's probably one of them that are commenting all the bad things about it. Oh, look at these fucking people. One guy goes, look at these people. He goes, the girl probably did beat him up, and that's what happened, and he got fed up and killed her. I'm seeing things like that. There's some sick people out there, man.
Watching Wolf Blitzer on CNN. Everybody's watching all the personalities. Yeah, I'm sure he's.
Look at the books. Look at the music he listened to. Oh my God, man! If you can't tell, you got the FBI. They already knew they had a killer. It's just they got to go through certain channels in order to get things on the road. But they're looking in the wrong place, man. Because I'm promising this. His parents are so smart. Okay, they know crime, right? They're so smart that I can promise you they probably put things in those woods that smell like Brian, okay? And making those dogs go nuts looking for this fucking guy that's not even there. They probably threw things in the water, okay? They might have went up there with some of his fucking clothing and said, here, let's throw the sneaker over there. Here, let's throw the shirt over there. Oh, let's bury this here. So we can make them think that that's where he is, okay? In the meantime, Brian's fucking long gone now, okay? And they're looking in the wrong fucking place. And it's... why? There was another thing when he got in that lady's car, the girl, and they're driving. The minute she mentioned Jackson Hole, he jumped out of the fucking car and he didn't want to go there. Why haven't they looked at Jackson Hole yet? Is that where the weapons are that you killed Gabby with? Because he did not kill Gabby where she was found. All right. That van was parked for a couple of days over there. Somebody saw the van. I personally think he killed her in the van. Because, but I don't understand. How did the van get to the house on September 1st if he wasn't there? How did it get to their house? That's the whole mystery about this. People are saying he was never there. Dr. Phil, they're saying, some lady, Grace, whatever, is saying he was never there. But think about this. How did Gabby's van pull up in the driveway if Brian was never there? Then who pulled it up in the driveway? Was it a mysterious person that pulled it up in the driveway? And these are experts saying that he was never there. Hello? Hello? How did the van get to their house if he was never there? I want to know, Dr. Phil and Gracie, how did the van get to Brian's house if he was never at the house? Where did he go from there? Okay, so the van showed up at the dad's house, okay, right? No, the dad went back there and got the van and drove it. And while his son took off from Wyoming and went even further. Anybody ever think about that, maybe? How did the van get to their house if Brian never stepped foot in that house? Hey, Dad. Okay, listen, Dad, listen. Okay, Dad, you need to fly back with me. We got to fly back. Maybe they should check the flights. Maybe you should check everything. Maybe they didn't fly back. Maybe Dad drove back with him because he already killed Gabby. And maybe this lady, she thought she saw Gabby or whatever the fucking case is. You need to really think, and they got to think about every single possible way that this case could have happened, because I'm telling you, when the shit hits the fan, it's going to hit the fan. But he might not be found for a long time, but he's going to be found. But I'm going to tell you this, that boy will never kill himself. He's too stuck on himself. He's a narcissist. Narcissists don't kill themselves. They kill other people. They suck the life out of you. They get off on, hurting people. Hello?
Power trip. They're on a
Come on, don't tell me that you've never been in a relationship where somebody hurts you and you could see them getting happy about it, because it gives them that energy, takes their insecurity away. I've been there, okay? I've been hurt in my life. I got a good woman in my life now, honestly, 100%. But I've been hurt, and I know, and she's been hurt by other people, okay? But you know what? You have to be there. You have to experience it in order to be able to comprehend it. Because if you don't experience it, forget about it.
They manipulate.
It's a loss.
They twist, distort the truth. They manipulate. And they're control freaks, you know.
So, you know, but overall, I think they all messed up in this case. It's a crazy, twisted case. His parents won't talk to anybody. The lawyer won't say anything. You know, they know exactly what happened. Okay. The cops screwed up big in Moog. All right. They also screwed up big on the investigation instead of going all the way back there and finding out what really happened. Okay. They could have solved a lot of things and made things happen a lot quicker. Here they are running investigations and looking for somebody. They're not looking for him. They're looking for somebody else because he's not there. Okay. He's long fucking gone. He's probably staying with a relative or a friend or somebody that he met on maybe Instagram, another nut like himself. They really need to look deep into this. But for the country to spend this much money on one man like him, when you got really crazy people running around that are fucking bombing our country and doing this and doing that, and they're not doing things like that for those people, who the hell is Brian Laundrie? Okay? Who is he? For you people to be going this fucking crazy to catch him. Who is he and what has he done? How many people has he killed? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, compared to what happened in Afghanistan.
Yeah, come on. They're not doing anything about it like this. You didn't see no news like this. I mean, God, I can understand. Yeah, Gabby touched the whole world because she was an innocent person that did nothing wrong to anybody. All she wanted to do was be out there and live her life, you know, in freedom and nature. Okay, that's so understandable. And you could tell that the girl was a good-hearted girl by what her friends say about her. I've read up on her Instagram page. You know, I've seen. I'm friends with her on Facebook. I mean, I can't see nothing there because they cut that. That's off. You can't even get into it.
You have the immigration situation at the border in Texas now. You have, of course, you know the deal with.
I got friends that are not answering me in Australia from that earthquake. Okay? Close friends of mine. There's a big earthquake going on over there. There's fires going on all over the world. The government's going crazy. China's threatening to nuke us. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of distractions going on. All right?
Yeah. Well,
you know, I think people should leave the fucking Gabby's family alone right now. Okay? Stop posting shit and let those people grieve for their daughter. Let them have time. That's the problem. You don't let people. Let them have time.
Listen, I haven't heard one thing about the earthquake in Australia. And the only reason why China made that statement is because the United States is really ready to find out where COVID-19 really came from.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know where it came from. They live right here next door. You know, they got the stores everywhere. Come on, man.
The Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Yeah, they're saying that. Yeah, well, Donald Trump Jr. said it came from the bat. Because that is the first thing that they said it came from. I mean, after all, that girl did eat a fucking bat, and bats do carry that disease. I think it's something else.
I watched the special, and SARS-1 definitely came from a bat. SARS-1, but SARS-1 is not contagious like COVID-19, which is SARS-2. So what happened was, for some reason, it kind of morphed and was developed into SARS-2 COVID-19. You know, I mean, in the lab, right? In the lab. But it originally did come from a bat. And then, of course, you know, they speculate about the wet market, you know, how the Chinese eat all kinds of strange, crazy wild animals, blah, 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 blah. But the Wuhan Institute of Virology is where the SARS-2, which is COVID-19, was developed. And now we have mutations, of course. We have variants. Okay, devotee. The whole world is a distraction to keep you from finding the truth, Christ Jesus. Well, you're not going to learn about Christ Jesus in Satan's material world of materialism and greed. You know, greed, power, profit, you know, I mean, they're not going to, let's put it this way. let's say devotee, let's say you had a Christian rock band and you had positive lyrics. Well, even if your songs sound super dynamic and people really dig the sound, they're gonna categorize you in a genre as, you know, a Christian band. You know, they're not gonna make you mainstream. So to be mainstream, you can't be religious. But then again, devotee, maybe we're all part of a big extraterrestrial experiment.
Right.
Remember that. Nothing is it hasn't been proven yet. It hasn't been proven yet. So nobody, listen, no law should be made in this country or world by any religion. No law should be passed because no one has been able to prove that their God exists yet. Yet.
Exactly.
So, in other words, this thing about abortion, let me tell you, a fertilized human egg is no more a baby than an acorn is an oak tree. It's a potential life. It's a potential.
Right.
What are they going to say that if guys who jerk off and squirt into the tissue are murdering spermatozoa? Is that what's next? Come on.
Yeah, right.
Come on. You know, but I mean, remember we had shows that weren't important, like craft beer review, liquor review, barbecue, and everybody came out of the woodwork. Now we're talking about something really important, real breaking headline news, and we get a born again, perhaps, who knows, evangelical. One person commented. I mean, nothing wrong with having the faith and believing. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to keep an open mind because people are sending a lot of clear
Messages.
Perfect videos of extraterrestrial presence lately. Every week they're coming in.
Well, you know, the whole thing is, let me say, now, I can't trust video anymore because unless it's live, all right? Now, the only way I can trust anything is if a person goes live and shows me that that's live right in front of them. Because a video could be taken, look at the movies, man. Look what they make in the movies look real, okay? These kids can edit so good these days because they got so much. And listen, I got the best software in the world here, man. Mm-hmm. You know, I got Chrome, okay. I got the Final Cut Pro, the full version of it, you know, because I do a lot of editing, you know what I mean? But not editing with shit like that. I edit, like, you know, my own footage. I edit things, you know, commercials that we do, or, you know, whatever we're going to be doing in the future, you know. So,
well, they can take somebody's face and put it in a porno orgy, a sex orgy, and you think it's that famous person that's in there. But
and you know what? I want to just rewind real quick about the Gabby situation.
Yeah, well, he's mentioning.
No, we're going to get back into this because I'm going to close it. But, you know, these days, if you really want to be hidden away from anybody and you just want to be looking different, it's not that hard. You know, he's got money now. Don't believe it or not that his parents didn't pack his ass up with a bag full of money. All right. You can trust that. I'm sure daddy said, here, son, here's $1 million, because the dad knows the consequences behind what he's doing. Okay. And so does the mom. And they're doing this as long as they can to keep him out there, as long as he can, to get as far away as he possibly can from the United States.
He's in Ecuador or Peru right now.
Well, I think that he's going to a place where he can't be extradited back here. And very smart. He's a very, very smart 23-year-old young man. And
where the American money, the exchange rate.
James, 1 minute. I got somebody that wants to come on the show, but how do I tell him? Let me tell him. I'll be right back. Just hold on.
Or just send him send him the.
I did. I said it now. I'm going to tell him now.
Just click the link, man.
All right.
And type your name in. Get down on it if you really want it. Get down on it. If you want to get down, what you going to do? See, the devotee mentions truth, but truth has to be proven. I believe in science. I believe in proving. The Bible says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. That's Thessalonians. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Yeah, he actually, Mike, that wants to come on. He's a preacher. He's a pastor. So I introduced you to him, but he's also, you know, he's where our minds are right now. Let's put it like that.
I agree with this statement from the devotee. I believe in evil spirits and demons. I believe that people are being taunted and tempted and persuaded.
Yeah.
And attacked.
Oh yeah. Well, I just getting back to the video, you know, what I was going to say, but if you really want to be hidden these days, with all that money that his parents got, it's very possible that they have already thought things out very well, because he seems like that type of person. If you look at Brian's artwork, okay, in some of his artwork, he looks the thing about a mask.
Right.
The mask that you put over your face to disguise yourself. And he's into that gory shit. So, and from the information that I got on Brian that I know nobody else in the world has, the photos that I posted a little while ago on Facebook, okay? Right. I found something that even when I looked at that photo, it gave me the chills, man. And it's hard to give me the chills. You know, when I looked at it, I just said, and because I was thinking about, you know, what kind of death did he put that girl through? I believe in my heart that he tortured her, because Brian was into torture. If you look at the books and the music and all the stuff, he thought he was above God, man. You know, I really think that he had some severe mental problems, man. And whatever happened in Brian's childhood, his parents, the way they are showing who their character is now, I can only imagine how they were when he was growing up. And, you know, they were so overprotective over him. Who knows what they did? And I'm sure, you know, from my point of view, when a female is living with somebody else's parents that are like that, protective, people really need to give a thought about, you know, Gabby's situation and living in that house. Think about it this way. Every time Gabby did something, or, you know, whatever she did wrong, and Brian would get in a fight with her, how much you want to bet that his parents always made Gabby out to be the one that was to blame? I bet you they made that girl anxiety like that, because her dad said she was a perfectly normal girl. So did her girlfriend. Her closest friend in Florida, her only friend in Florida, spoke up and said Brian was basically a maniac. He was an animal, okay? She was crying before she found out she was dead. When she was missing, she knew Brian killed her, okay?
Well, these girls want to hook up with rich guys. This is what they get.
Well, I don't think it was so much about rich guys, because, you know, Gabby's family, you know, they weren't poor.
Okay.
They had a good upbringing, it looks like. You know, it looks like they were good parents. They took care of her, you know what I mean? It looks like a well-managed family. They don't look dysfunctional.
Well, trying to psychoanalyze Brian does not bring Gabby back from the dead. There has to be restitution. In my opinion, there has to be restitution for a cold-blooded murderer. And
yeah. I mean, but even if he didn't do it, okay, and say she ran off,
maybe
it doesn't matter. You should have reported her. You know, she ran off. I can't find her. You know what I mean? But, you know, it doesn't matter. If he witnessed somebody killing her, he should have said something. He is responsible for her death.
Right.
He was there. He was with her van. You know what? It doesn't matter. He killed her because he had her fucking van, right? Well, or are we still where? How did the van get back to, you know, I'm calling Dr. Phil out right now. Yeah. Dr. Phil and what was that lady's name? Gracie what?
Nancy Grace.
Gracie Grace.
Nancy.
Oh, Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace on Dr. Phil said, she said he was never in that house. He was never there. Okay. I also said that, but then I had to backtrack. I said, wait a minute. Then how the fuck did the van get in front of his house on September 1st? The police confiscated the damn van.
Oh, Nancy Grace is that Nancy Grace?
Yeah, Nancy Grace. How did the van get there then? Who drove it there?
She's that southern.
She's that car, the Mustang.
Nancy Grace.
What?
Who's never in the Mustang?
No, we're not talking about the Mustang. We're talking about the van that drove back to Gabby and his house and his family's house on September 1st.
I think I know.
Nancy Grace is saying the truck was. She said he was never there. How was he not there if the van was there?
Walking by the Mustang. He was never by the Mustang. Not the white car.
All right, forget it. She's not hearing what I'm saying. But let's go.
Nancy Grace has her own show. She's that fat Southern blonde a judge. I think I know who she is.
All right, but they all said September 1st, Brian pulled up to his house in Gabby's van without Gabby in the van. Okay, we're not talking about the Mustang. He pulled up in front of the house, and that's when they first learned that he came home, okay, without Gabby. Now, Nancy Grace said he was never in that house. How could he never be in that house? Then how did the van get there on September 1st?
What did she?
What did the dad? What did the dad go back to Wyoming and pick up the van himself and drive it back, and Brian took off from there because they already knew he killed her? Or did the dad go and get the van? I mean, what happened here? Something is not making sense at all, man. It's twisted, and you know what? Whoever twisted this whole case around, they're going to get busted for it because the case is so big and worldwide that I think these people are so afraid right now that they're trying to run themselves, all of them. The Mo Police Department, if they stopped it right then and there and did the right thing by helping that girl out, she would be alive right now, okay? And Brian would be in jail. He would have been apprehended right there. They would have arrested him, okay? He had so many charges of evading a police officer, okay? Evading a cop. And I want to bring this up again so people hear this clear. Speeding 42 miles an hour in a 15-mile-an-hour zone. That's pretty damn fast. A cop behind you with his lights on, evading an officer. Finally, all of a sudden, the van hits a curb. Boom. Cop gets out. What's the first thing the cop does? Oh, he's going to come over to my driver's side. Let me get my paperwork ready for him. No, the cop goes to Gabby's side of the car and asks her to step out of the car. Hello? What the fuck? What? But don't you go to the driver's side? Let me see your registration, your license, your this, your that, so you know who the fuck you're bringing out of the car first? Hello? America, what are you missing here? Why do you miss these things, the biggest things in your case? The vital things. You got to look at every aspect of this case, every single thing that happened, everything. You can't jump to September 1st when Brian arrived at home and forget about everything that happened before that. If everybody was so fucking smart, why didn't they go back to the police department where she got pulled over and let me hear the tapes of whoever reported this? And Mo Police Department had this all that time. Why didn't they put that out? Now they put it out because they're afraid, oh shit, we're going to get in trouble for this. You wait till after the girl's dead, then you put it out. Why? Because if they would have found her alive, she would have spoke up and all your asses would have been done.
Yep.
We live in a fucked up country, man. And now I see why. I'm not, look, like I said, I got cops that are friends of mine, FBI agents. I have friends, okay? They're good cops. But you motherfuckers out there, you cops, make it look bad on all the other cops. You motherfuckers. And you know what you're doing right now? By doing that, you know, these fucking good cops are afraid to do anything anymore. So everybody else is suffering. But guess what? There's hundreds of good cops out there right now searching for that motherfucker. But I'm sorry to say, we all believe they're in the wrong place. And we've been saying this. And like I said, I hope the FBI is really smart enough, like I'm thinking. They might not be telling you where they're looking for him. They may just be saying they're looking for him there. Because the right thing to do right now, you don't want to tell the suspect where you're looking for him. Does that make sense?
No.
No. You might as well call him up on the phone. Hey, Brian, check it out, man. We're going to be looking in this area, and we got a dive team going down right now. We're going to be looking for you there. Okay? Yeah, buddy, that gives you a head start. So just keep going.
Yeah, that's like saying I just won several $100,000 at the casino in Atlantic City at the Tropicana, and I'm gonna be walking down Pacific Avenue with a suitcase full of money. and people know you're gonna where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
It's a case full of loot.
Yeah.
You know, it's the
Hello?
same thing.
Yeah.
911 call was of him slapping a woman around, but
I know. I said this a million times.
Kid gloves.
You got to listen. You got to really. This case is crazy, man. It's crazy. Those cops, it's their fault and more because they could have saved her life. That cop profiled her and compared Gabby to his ex-wife, the one with that long beard. You know, yeah. I could say a lot of things about people like that because I looked at his character and I could see the kind of dude he was. I can guarantee you he probably beat his ex-wife. Maybe, you know, what I'd love to do is, being he wanted to bring his ex-wife up, which is a violation against his own standards as an officer. Right. That's against the fucking law to bring up your ex-wife and speak about your ex-wife when people could actually go look that woman up and think that your ex-wife did these bad things to you, okay? And making her look bad, you know, that's definition of character. You're slandering somebody. But then on the other hand, you're also comparing your ex-wife to Gabby, and that's fucking wrong. He compared her, and everybody missed this. They keep on missing it. Still, nobody has brought this up yet, and I brought it up everywhere.
Yeah, it was irrelevant and very unprofessional of the cop to bring up his ex-wife. It had nothing to do with Gabby and this guy Brian.
Yeah, and that's what he did. He was hating Gabby because he was looking, oh, another female doing this shit. You ain't going to get away with this. There you go. There you go. Then Gabby would still fucking be alive right now if that cop arrested Brian, evading an officer, not pulling over, hitting a fucking curb. Get the fuck out of here. The girl told you I hit his arm to make him pull over. I was trying to get him to stop, she said. The cop should have been like, oh, well, you're a good Samaritan. Thank God you were trying to get him to stop. Oh, but if Gabby stepped on the gas and he said that, Gabby'd be in jail right now. Oh, she was trying to make me get away from you. If he said it, she'd be fucking locked up. And they were going to arrest her? Oh, well, you know you can press charges. All they did was give Brian, and this is my last sentence on this particle of this whole thing here.
Yes.
You know what you did? You cops gave Brian control. You gave him power. You gave him everything. You made him feel like Superman. You beefed up his fucking ego, okay? You gave him everything he needed because let me tell you, when he got back with Gabby, I promise you, he tormented the shit out of her about that. Probably like, the cops are on my side. See, you better listen to me. You better listen to everything I tell you. He tortured that fucking girl because you gave him more power. And you could have arrested him. You could have saved her life and got her to safety, okay? Contacted her fucking parents. You never even went back to the hotel to make sure they checked out or whatever. How do we even know they checked out of a hotel? Where is the footage? Why hasn't anybody spoke to the hotel staff? Hello? Where's the footage with the restaurant? Oh, the footage in the restaurant with him getting in a fight. Oh, that footage is gone? Oh, we deleted that? Really? What? No, your fucking cops deleted that shit. Because they don't want anybody to see that Brian was the fucking aggressor. They're trying to turn it around and still stick it on Gabby.
And you had experience in the past with crooked, underhanded cops.
Oh, man. Oh, I sure did.
You could write.
We're not getting into that. We're not getting into it because I already listen, I have things in the mix right now. I have attorneys. And trust me, we're not talking about what we're doing because you don't let the person know what you're doing. If you let them know what you're doing, of course they're going to fucking run. You let them know every move you're going to make. Oh, I'm going to let the enemy know. Okay, we're going to go to war with China. Make sure Biden, call them up and make sure you go on the news and tell them every spot you're going to hit. Oh, we're going to hit there. Oh, yeah, really? No, you're not. Oh, we're going to hit there. How can you fucking tell the suspect what you're doing? Of course he ran. Meanwhile, you're on this side of the earth, you dumb fucks, and he's on that side of the earth.
Yeah, if you tell people where and when and what you're going to do, well, then the enemy or the perpetrator or they won't be there. They'll make it their business not.
Yeah, of course not.
You know, it's like,
meanwhile, Gabby's parents are suffering, okay? And here you got his family telling the cops, oh, he's over there lying, and they're listening to them after they lied about everything. What?
Right.
But you know what? Like I said, I really don't think the FBI is listening to them because when you look at the search, none of those people are FBI. The FBI is somewhere else, and
The FBI is.
because they're onto him. They got her hard drive. They got information, and trust me, everything I just said, they know about. But they're going after the cops because the cops fucked up, and they know they fucked up. Okay? They even said it. It's the cops' fault. They're going to be, they should be all charged for this.
So those country bumpkins.
How can you blame it on something on the FBI? The FBI immediately came to his house and searched that shit. Immediately, man. The FBI don't fucking play. They're fucking serious, man. When they come to your house, you know what? You better buckle your motherfucking ass down and be honest.
So those country bumpkin, small town Wyoming cops, they really are like the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh man, come on, man. You know what?
Oh.
I dealt with them, man. You know, look, they pulled me over in my fucking car, arrested me on a weekend, telling me I looked like a murder suspect they were looking for. Okay, and when I went to jail and I got out, in the end they realized that guess what? The cop comes out. This woman, she goes, you know what? That's not him. She goes, how can you mess up? She goes, look. This is the guy's picture, and how does his name end up under this guy's picture? And it was still up online like 2 years ago. They had another guy's picture with my name. I got arrested for his charges, man. 5 days in fucking jail. You're damn right I'm suing the shit out of you motherfuckers. I'm not mentioning who, but shit, I'm not stupid. I'm not telling who I'm suing. But no, I don't want their money. I want them to get fucking charged for what they did. Fuck your money.
What do they hire? Inbred people? In these small towns.
Yeah, that guy's a rapist, man. You can tell. Look at his fucking profile. Look at his character. Look at his body language. The cop with the beard. I think his name was Officer Robinson. They were fucking bromancing her. That's what they were doing.
Yeah, that means that
he was trying to get her in the fucking sack, planning something. I think she was raped. I think she got raped. I think a lot of fucking things happened, man.
Yeah, that means that
I think that girl was tortured, man, and it's sad.
Yeah,
because she did nothing wrong.
Bromance is lust. It has nothing to do with romance. It's lust.
Yeah, that poor girl went. I'm going to tell you, she suffered, man, and it's sad that she had to suffer like that. Because I could tell by his character and the way Brian is, and that cop. In my mind, I might be wrong, but I still believe that cop was involved in her death with Brian. I think both of them. I think the dad, the mom, the cop, they all spoke. I think they all played a part because it's too crazy how Mo Police Department doesn't mention nothing about Gabby's death. And they fucking pull her over. They don't speak nothing about it, man. You don't hear anything coming out of their mouths. Why? I think everybody should start calling the fucking Mo Police Department and fucking torturing them on the fucking phone. Make complaints. Call their city board. Sick, man.
Look at all the in the history of serial killers. Look at all the many innocent, sweet college co-ed girls that lost their lives.
Oh yeah.
Unnecessarily,
well, it's kind of crazy because they're finding a lot of bodies now that they're doing these searches.
This case.
Yeah, maybe they should have been doing this a long time ago, searching those woods for bodies, huh? Why didn't they do it then? Because they don't give a fuck. I think that what's going on here, I think Gabby's parents are probably, I think they're probably paying a lot of money for the search to go on. I'm telling you. I think that that the world is helping them out with donations to pay for that search because who's paying for it? Where are you getting the gas for all those vehicles, all those people? Come on, the state's paying them?
Well, the FBI should be on that case full force. I don't think. Why does Gabby's parents have to pay to search for this killer, this manhunt?
No, I mean for their daughter. I don't know, because it seems to be that everything's got to do with money these days.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, apparently.
There are people out there that would do something like this. Not saying they did this, would do something like this for their own kid, to their own kids, just to get money. There's some sick people out in the world, man.
Well, before we close up,
that's why I stay home. I stay home. I do my thing, man. I don't even get on the trains no more. I won't risk going on the train with my wife at night anymore. You can't trust anything. You could be Superman, but you know what? You're not going to stop a bullet, man. You're not. That's why I got a motorcycle, because guess what? I'm not getting on the train to go and get my supplies that I need. I get on my bike, I go get my supplies, I come home, I park my bike. My bike sits out there most of the time. I ride it maybe now twice a week if I'm lucky, you know? Because you know why? I cut down after seeing so many accidents and how these fucking people in their cars don't give a shit about bicyclists. They run you over, they hit you, they don't give a shit. I don't go on the main roads, man. I go on all the back roads. I stay off the main roads because I need my bike to get around and get my transportation to get where I need to go to keep my business running.
Well,
I'm not out there doing popping wheelies. Like, look, here the officers are taking everybody's bike. Did you hear about this, James? And then a cop, off-duty officer, gets on a dirt bike with another guy, a dude, while he's doing a fucking wheelie down the street. A New York cop on a dirt bike. A same cop that is out there seizing bikes on a dirt bike, holding on to a dude while he's doing a wheelie. Okay? You really set a great example in New York City, I'll tell you. Where do you find these guys, huh? Cracker Jack box? You dig them out of Cracker Jack box? Would you win one of these cops as a prize or something? Yeah. You dig them out of a cereal box? Oh, I got a prize. New officer. Let's hire him. Fuck out of here, man.
I don't blame you for doing what you're doing. You get the basics of necessity that you need. You go home. You design your product. You manufacture your product. You sell your product. And you do promos, you do your own live shows. And
I'm out here trying to create jobs, man. Okay? I'm hoping by next year, with my partners that are involved, that by next year we'd be able to start hiring artists to come on and work with us. But, the government don't support small businesses. They sit there, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Joe Biden, oh, we're going to make the middle class. We're not, I don't, fuck naming people and labeling anybody middle class, upper class. You know what? We're all people. We're all the fucking same, whether you're rich, you're poor. Evidently, these people got rich by doing bad things, okay? When you got people out here like us doing good things, and meanwhile, we're the ones that got to suffer for everything that government does, okay? Everything the government does. Did you see that just now? Did you just see that?
Yep.
Did you catch that?
Yep.
Wow, look at this. Come here. Brian Laundrie, I'm safe and sound, guys. All right, we need to get that to the feds right now. You hear me?
Well, it's on the show.
Does he see it?
Yeah, he could see it. You got that saved?
Well, it's on the show. If you want to print screen it and take an image of it.
I'm trying to right now. I got it. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can't do it.
Okay. Okay. All right. We got to get this on Facebook right now, James. I need you to print screen that and post it right now. Because you know what? Listen to me. I posted everywhere that we were doing the show tonight. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something else.
Yeah,
I sent an I'm going to keep that quiet because I don't want them to know. I'll tell the feds what I did.
He says that's just a sock account, the devotee said.
You think?
Well, there's so many trolls out there. Anything's possible, really. I mean,
yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter because anything like that needs to go to the feds, period. Because if people are out there doing that, that means that those are people working for Brian to help him get away. Hello? Let's think about these things.
Or it's just really stupid idiots who fucking don't care about people.
Or stupid people that are doing shit like that. Listen, things like that need to be accounted for.
I'll be right back. Mr.
How does he know it's a sock account? Who is this person?
Oh, devotee? Yeah, how does he know?
Yeah, are you the one that made that account up?
You never know. Trolls have a lot of aliases that they use.
Yeah, Brian might have a lot of people out there, sticking up for him.
I had a troll that had so many aliases, busting my balls, that it was amazing how they were.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, James. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, let me. I'm doing what you told me right now. Okay. But, um, um, okay. Okay, people, bear with me. All right. Okay, I guess. Oh, you without a doubt, devotee. Without a doubt. There's multitudes of trolls out there that have no life. They have nothing better to do with their time or their life. You know. Yeah. Hold on for a second, Paul. Let me.
It's possible. You don't know, man. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me.
Remember.
Let me do what I got to do here. Try to send you this.
How can we get that guy's information? Can you?
Oh,
Are you allowed?
I have no idea. That's something more advanced than what I know how to do. Hold on.
But it's on your channel, right?
Hold on. Okay. I just sent it to you on Messenger.
Okay, I got it. I know that.
All right.
And I did take a screenshot.
Well, he says devotees just taking an educated guess about and that's what we said. You know, there are a lot of trolls out there.
But you know, there have been reports that Brian has come on live show, like shit like this. He'll come on and comment things. Okay, there have been reports that he's been doing this shit. There's been reports that he came on for 3 seconds, and they seen all water behind him. I think he's gone, man. I think he's in the water somewhere in the ocean with a boat, man, and just they're looking. Well, you know, but I do believe that
you don't want to give him any advice or help. I mean, you know.
No. I'm saying I think where he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I could if I was an arch villain in the Superman or Batman movie, what I would do, my kid, is I would find out. I know I shouldn't be saying this. I would find out what country will most likely not. What's the word? Would not send him back to the United States, and has a good monetary exchange, U.S. dollars to their money, and he can live like a king over there.
Is this live? Do you have this live on Facebook as well, or no?
No, I have it on YouTube, but I could always post the show on Facebook.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that because, you know, just let them go to YouTube because Facebook will probably scratch this.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway,
because
I got a roast chicken waiting for me and brown basmati rice, organic, of course. I just want to say, speaking of law enforcement, before we go bye-bye, I support Curtis Lewa in his campaign for mayor of New York City.
I do too.
I'm wearing the authentic woolen hat, the red beret, and I think even though I'm an extreme left-wing person, I feel that liberals are not good to run the major cities in the United States. You can't handle major people in urban areas with kid gloves. You gotta play hardball to run a big city, and I think that statistically, the Democratic mayors are just too soft on crime. Every one of them. So good luck to you. I used to enjoy listening to his radio show, Curtis Lewa, years ago, and I used to see him on the Morton Downey Jr. show. I was entertained by him for many years, and he's a good man from Brooklyn, New York. I think he started as a manager of Burger King in Queens or McDonald's, either a McDonald's or Burger King. I forget. That's how he started when he was really young. But anyway, he really did a good job with his guardian angels. And his wife his ex-wife, Lisa Evers, I think is on Fox News, a New York news anchor. Lisa Slee was Lisa Evers. Yeah, she put on some weight though, but yeah, she got older. What are you gonna do? But anyway, I will say this, Paul. This was an outstanding show. Not only the content, but the quality of the audio and video, exceptional beyond belief. So if we can maintain this quality, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, we're setting things up here, so
yeah,
slow process. There's a lot going on this week, but I want to say one thing.
Sure.
God rest, Gabby's soul. Hopefully she's in a better place, and I'm sorry for Gabby's parents and her family that they have to go through this. And I do believe that justice is going to get served. I do believe that Brian will eventually be caught, because no matter what you think about out there, everybody knows what he looks like. Okay, unless eventually he does off himself, because eventually he might not have anywhere else to run. But hopefully the parents will turn you in. Whoever you are playing games, if you're really Brian Laundrie, I'm gonna, you see that again, James?
Mm-hmm.
I don't find that to be a joke, because there's somebody out there that's endangering other people's lives as well as, and even if he didn't do it, running from something is not the way to do it. If you really think you're going to go to heaven from this, you're going to burn in hell for eternity. Even if you didn't kill her, you know what happened.
Yeah. Well, even if
you know what happened, and only you know what happened, because you were the last one with her.
Yeah.
And for you to be hiding out like this, to be some evil person like this, to do this to a family that treated you good. It's unbelievable, man. You are unhuman. You're not human. Because normal people don't do things like this to their loved ones, especially somebody they love, their girlfriend.
And shame on you to that country bumpkin cop out in Anus Hole, Wyoming. What was it, Jackson Hole? Whatever the hell whatever part, Roscoe P. Coltrane, I'm going to call you. That's my new nickname for you. Shame on all of you country bumpkin cops that are not honest.
I do want to say, a lot of the civilians, like, people like myself, look, a lot of people have some great points out there, and a lot of people are thinking what I'm thinking. I'm not the only one thinking certain things, but there are certain things that I brought up that I haven't heard anybody speak about. And I really want people to look into that. The piece of paper, listen to him when he's speaking about his ex-wife, and think about it. Not one media, not one talk show has ever brought that up yet. Okay. It's like they're protecting something, and I don't know what it is, but remember, the media is only out there not to help you and not to give you the right information, but they're going to give you things in bits and pieces, because all they want from you is to give them that click and that click. I think what you should really be doing is just being at home praying right now and going about your business, allowing we should all do that. Allow the FBI to do their work. Stop speaking about so much stuff on Facebook, because, all you're doing is really, if Brian's watching this, you're amping him up, because some things like this excite narcissists. When they see the whole world is watching them, and, you're sitting there going and you're looking for him, and people are cursing him out. You could sit there and curse him out all you want, but he likes that, because you're giving him attention, and he is the span of attention right now, and he's loving this. Okay, trust me. Look at his pages. Look at his artwork. He is loving this. Do you think somebody that would kill his own girlfriend is going to kill himself? No, he ain't going to kill himself. Brian won't kill himself. Look at Brian. Brian comes off to be a calm, nice, sweet guy. He could be, somewhere where somebody's not watching TV and they don't even know, that he's on the run, and he can meet another girl out in the street, or go to a bar or something where nobody knows, meet up with some young female, and be so kind and sweet with her with his money that he's got in his pocket, and take her home and do the same thing to her and kill her and then move on to his journey. You really got to consider this, because people joking around and trying to act like somebody they're not, all you're doing is causing more problems for the cops and everybody else out there to find him. Because by doing that, you're steering them away from where they really need to be. That's cruel. It's cruel. We live in a cruel world. I wish that, we could live in a world of peace, love, and happiness, because, everybody keeps forgetting about the one thing that's called love. And you got to really think about it. It wasn't money that put you here on this earth. Okay. It was love that put you here. Because without love, none of us would be here. And people just keep walking away from these things. But I hope this is a valuable lesson. It's unfortunate that Gabby had to, show the world, and she had to, have her life sacrificed to show the world what it's about, how people are abused out there every day, and how cops overlook it, what cops can do. Because you know what? There's so many lessons in this case. And I hope everybody in the world has learned by watching these lessons. I hope other officers have watched this film, and they're watching and thinking about their daughters and thinking about, I would never do that. Hopefully this will make people a better person out there and not to do things like this. I'm going to say God bless. Good night. God rest Gabby's soul. It's very sad what happened to that poor girl, because she didn't do nothing wrong. I hope Brian, your family, all of you, you're going to be tried for this. You're going to get thrown in prison for this. And trust me, those people in prison, when they hear what you did to this girl, it's going to be same thing done to you. It'll be the same thing to you. Oh, Bart Robinson. And who are you?
Oh, he's from the other shows that we do.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, because a guy by the name of Brian Laundrie just came in and said something to us. I'm here, and I'm safe, guys. Now, it's very possible that you don't know what Brian's out there watching. You don't know if that could be a family member of his, okay? But it's very sick for somebody to actually do something like that. Very sick. Very sick. But I can actually find out where that came from.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, Devotee and Bart Robinson, for showing up, and it's all on the show. It's pre-recorded. When I go off the air, it's pre-recorded. So thank you for joining us. It was a kind of a spur of the moment, progressive discussions. I never do anything like this during the week unless it's important. And I after a deep conversation with Paul, we decided to go live about it, and that's it. And
well, James knows me. You know me.
Yeah.
I never really get myself involved in cases like this, but I watched this case from day one. Okay. I was watching, before that, when they were on their trip, and they were showing things all over Instagram, and I'm into nature. I like things like that. Okay. But it's really messed up what happened. That's all I have to say, and yeah, this case I really followed, because it's not something that interested me. It's something that made me really want to find out, what did this guy do? How many people has he hurt? Hopefully that Gabby was going to be alive. So I made other assumptions, hoping that this wouldn't be the outcome, and maybe she was just doing it to get hits. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the outcome. And I wasn't being mean by saying that. I was actually hoping that she'd still be alive, because she'd be here to tell her story today. But that's okay, because if they don't find Brian, they're going to come to the parents, and somebody is going to speak up. Trust me. Once they get him in prison and Bubba bends him over, man, and those women beat her up in jail, it's over. They're going to speak up.
Well,
they have to.
When karma bites someone on the ass, it's like a Nile crocodile. It's hard and brutal when karma comes to bite you on the ass. And karma has a very good memory.
Right.
Never forgets. Never forgets.
All right, I have studio time tonight, so I have to get going. I have a nice production for a movie, for a horror flick. So,
oh, great!
Speaking of which,
I'll catch you late tonight down over on Messenger. You know me. I'm
Yeah,
nocturnal.
I got signed on to do a something for a horror flick through Paramount Pictures, and I got 2 weeks to complete the
Oh, good
project.
for you. Congratulations. And you guys, you can also,
I got bills to pay, so thank God, that's going to be coming. So
you folks out there can click like to Paul Anthony Mantia's Facebook page, which will come up in the marquee. Northern Lights Tie-Dye Company. There it is.
yeah, here's one of the new shirts. I made this shirt. I made this for myself because just something different. I like more of this kind of style because it goes with my dress pants, and stuff like that. So it works out good. Yeah, it's very sad, man. It's sad. But I think we should just say a prayer for the family and Gabby, and may she rest in peace. And I think we should just allow them to do their jobs from here because
and all
the civilians help.
And all the young victims of serial killers in the history of serial killers, actually going back to Jack the Ripper and way back, and it's really a shame when someone is taken early in their life, and it's sad. And
I mean, a lot of people die every day, but it's the way this happened, and it's how twisted the case is, and how parents and cops and how they can keep information from a family like this. That's sick.
I mean, it's not like a person has a house in South Jersey and they're told to evacuate, and the F4 tornadoes headed right for their house, and they're, oh, this is my house, I'm going to stay here. I got a basement anyway. And if something happens to you, well, that was your choice. But when it's an innocent person that was attacked, victimized, it's a different situation. She didn't choose.
All right. Well, I got to close it because it's 7, and I got a phone conference with them, so I got to take care of this tonight.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
It's time for work. For fun work.
Time for work. Fun work.
Fun work.